Episode 176. A movie-like night. Glad, happy, surprised, and ambiguous looks were cast at them. The deer couldn't help blushing and giving him a stare. "What an active deer!" Alex teased. "Take your deer and come here for dinner, brother." William Robinson's little son, Amelia's 5-year-old brother Shane, heard that and looked around. He asked, "Where's the deer? I want to see it." Everyone was amused. Jake walked up to him and rubbed his head, saying seriously, "It is mine. Don't even think about it." The little guy pursed his lips and complained, "You're a mean guy, Brother Jake. I just wanted to have a look and will not eat it. Sue yourself. I don't even want to see it. I hope the deer bites you again." Everyone burst into laughter. Serena blushed, looked away, and decided to go to the kitchen and help with laying the dishes. The winter solstice dinner was full of joy. She had never had a festival like this, with family, a lover, and warmth. After dinner, Grandpa suggested that the couple spend the night at the old house. Jake agreed, and Serena learned of the decision after she finished helping Emma tidy up. Although she had seen it coming, she still felt a bit bashful, since the two of them had not been together in more than a month. Her cheeks flamed up. She went with Grandpa for a walk, and when she came back, William and his family had left. When Serena was back in the bedroom, she found Jake was in the middle of a video conference. Seeing her walking in, he only glanced at her before he continued to work. She searched the closet and found her pajamas. Then she went to the bathroom to change. When she came out, he was still busy, so she took her tablet out of her purse, laid on her stomach, plugged in the headphones, and started to watch a movie. It was a popular romantic movie called Before We Part. Seeing the lead Carl wishing the woman Amara the best despite his broken heart, she felt heart-wrenched. Amara bids him goodbye and boards the train, and the guy couldn't help himself and started running beside the moving train, crying, "How can I live without you?" Serena got very engrossed in the film and began sobbing. Suddenly, Jake threw himself at her, shut the tablet on which the movie was playing, and inquired, "You even cry when you see a movie?" She reached out to get back her tablet. "Give it back! I haven't finished it yet!" He unplugged her headphones and put the tablet on the nightstand. "Is the actor more handsome than I am?" She failed to snatch the tablet, and so she simply gave up. Snuffing, she said, "You're different." "Different how?" "You're not in a drama." He smiled and got off her back. He lay down on his stomach like her. "Mrs. Robinson?" "Yes?" Serena looked at him, her eyes still a bit red and puffed. "Do you take pills every time we do it?" Serena was dazed. With a blush, she shook her head. "No." Then, she suddenly understood what he was asking. He had not used protection with her that day. Serena unconsciously felt her belly and sat straight. Blinking, she said, "Not all the time, but—" Her voice trailed off. Jake pondered and then counted his fingers. She blushed and prodded him. "What are you calculating? Can you remember the dates and all the times we've done it?" "Yes." He frowned. "It's not like we did it very often." Then he let out a sigh. "We have been married for such a long time, and we have had sex once, twice, 5 times in total." When he figured it out, he felt utterly sullen. He looked up at her with his deep eyes like a hungry wolf. She felt a bit frightened and shrank back. He was faster and pinned her to the bed. The soft bed swayed as they moved passionately. Her lips were then sealed. His moves were gentle, so gentle that she felt on top of the world. Every time he kissed her, she had a beautiful illusion that he was not with her because of sex, but love. Serena's breath quickened. When he was about to go further, she stopped him. "Mr. Robinson?"
"Yes?"
Jake liked how she addressed him that way more and more. At first he used to think it showed distance, but now it sounded sweet to him. Mr. Robinson, Mrs. Robinson. When they called each other, it was a punch in the face for all the single people around them. He never thought he would be someone to think like that. Jake curled his lips but did not stop. Panting, she held his hands down and said, "Not right now." Jake looked up and said in an upset tone,
"Mrs. Robinson, you're cutting short what I deserve."
"I just got my period," she said in a small voice.
"When?"
"When I was in the shower, hence the pills." He was about to lose his mind. He gritted his teeth and bit on her fingers as a punishment. She shrank back. There were apology and tease in her eyes.
"You little villain!"
He pulled her up and let her down on the pillow. Putting an arm around her waist, he said,
"Now be a good girl and go to sleep."
Seeing how frustrated he was, Serena was in a great mood and chuckled.
"You are not allowed to laugh."
She laughed even louder and buried her face in his chest. Curling her lips, she found a comfortable spot and closed her eyes. It was as if she was in her own movie, the one with a happy ending. She felt peaceful and content, and nobody could take that from her, and she hugged Jake closer. The Cox family had failed to find Lila, and with the Robinsons not budging from their stance, Michael Cox was determined to not let go of this. Jake had anticipated his reaction already, so when he saw the group of reporters at his company the next morning, he remained calm. Seeing Jake's car, the reporters rushed to it. The guards at the building did their job and kept the reporters away. The door of the black Maybach opened, and a tall figure walked out. He was wearing a black cashmere peacoat and a dark checkered suit, looking cold and elegant. Facing the endless questions, he glanced at the reporters and then put his hand next to the car roof so that the person coming out would not hit her head. Although he looked cold, his move was very gentle, which made the reporters scream. "Someone else is there with him? Who is it?"